Hi everyone, my name is Raz, and today's lecture is called Detect and Prevent because the full name was too long. Basically, I'm going to talk about how we at EverC combine multiple data sources and ways to obtaining information in order to protect our clients. And let's go ahead and start. So this is me. I am 35, married with two wonderful sons who, thank God, look after their mother because they're much more handsome than I am. And I am a technologist since a young age, did my military service in intelligence unit, and basically developing tech all of my life. And EverC, a company I co-founded, was built tech first, as a tech first company, which is something we take a great pride of. And the mission we set out at EverC to accomplish is we want to create a risk-free, crime-free internet. And we focus mainly on e-commerce, but that's only the beginning. And what we do is we help our customers filter out merchants who are hiding illegal activity and are using the banks or the payment systems railings in order to funnel that illegal activity through a seemingly legitimate front. So basically to find merchants who are hiding illegal activity. And the way we're doing it, we're basically working with two types of customers. First of all, marketplaces. We are filtering on the product level illegal products entering into marketplaces, anything from counterfeits, illegal pharma, things like that. And in addition, we work with the payments industry, so payment processors, payment service providers, banks, in order to filter out any e-commerce merchants who work under them in their portfolio. And we're talking about hundreds of thousands or millions of merchants who are being managed, and we monitor every month. Now, the way we do it is basically we scan all of the internet. And when I say all of the internet, you see in the number in the right 500, right now it's 620 million websites that we scan and rescan every month. And for every website, we know to say two things. First of all, we know the line of business of the website. So we check if the website is selling legitimate merchandise or illegal merchandise. Is it selling drugs? Is it selling t-shirts? Is it selling counterfeits or legitimate brands? All of that is being classified and stored in our database. Secondly, we extract multiple data points that can be used to connect the website to the outside world. So what company registered the domain? What is the contact information? What are the office addresses, phone numbers, emails, anything in the website we can use in order to connect, we extract and we keep in our database. And then when a client will approach us and give us their portfolio, what we will do is we will basically create a graph around their entities. That's how we basically are able to connect what they know about the merchants with what they don't know about the merchants. So if you zoom in a little bit, you can see just an example of a website, vaporfire.com, which is connected to multiple data points around it. Now you can see here the blue ones are phone numbers, the orange ones are emails, et cetera, et cetera. You can see multiple entities interconnected together. And that is how we can bring the insights back to our systems and to our clients. Where we know how to single out the merchants who are connected to legal websites and basically make them available to our banks so they can terminate the account. Now, that's all well and good, but it's not the full picture, is it? Because some information is simply not available through regular web crawling. And we want to take additional points of information and to add them to our systems in order to get better insights. So the first thing we did is we connected human intelligence into that platform. So I'll tell you the story about how we stopped a Russian drug ring from doing business. And the way the story goes is basically we detected the network of 5 websites that offered illegal substances just as part of a regular web monitoring. And we saw cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, all of the good stuff, basically being offered to being sold there. And we couldn't connect it to an e-commerce entity. And moreover, there was not a payment page on the website. The only thing that we could find was basically a Telegram channel. So what we did is we went to our team of web experts to contact these sellers through Telegram and request for an introduction, request to make a purchase, basically. Now, this is a process of creating trust between the seller and the buyer. The sellers are well aware that some people are looking for them and they know how to protect themselves, but we know better. So after a few back and forth, we were able to obtain access to the payment environment. But that was only the start, because everything is interconnected. And as soon as we got the initial data points, we're able to expand and cover over 300 additional websites that were all flagged for that illegal activity and made available to our clients the very same day. And of course, we keep monitoring and remonitoring that activity. So anything that pops up that's connected to that to those illegal activities is immediately added to that list and made available to our clients. And this is the way we connect the human intelligence into the web intelligence. Now, human intelligence is great, but it's not enough, right? Because going after individual violations is tricky. We wanted something extra to our information. We wanted to capture reviews, so to capture reputational data and to combine it with our web crawling in order to make a better decision on merchants. I can see here a great quote: "A good name, like goodwill, is got by many actions and lost by one." And that's a good point, because trust, or consumer trust, is something very fragile, which brands work very hard to maintain a good reputation. But for some brands, it works less than ours. So just as a few examples, some of the websites we monitored for brand violations. You can see here the list of reputation providers we use. And basically, Kogan is a very large marketplace. You can see a lot of reviews on Trustpilot and Trustpilot that are very good. Unfortunately, there are some that are not good. And if we would only cover Trustpilot, we wouldn't be able to find those violations and that brand damaging activity. And as soon as we monitor everyone, all of them, we can actually make a better decision and present with more relevant information to our clients. Another example would be Tallinn Boutique, which is basically a dress shopping place. And in the website, you can see all of the dresses for sale. But this website was actually not part of our client's portfolio. It was connected to it. So we don't only monitor the reputational data for the websites that merchants open, we also monitor for all of the websites that they previously had and how they're interconnected. Now, this is a method of operation for many merchants who are opening clean websites all over, but they still have those old websites where they initiated the scams. And by being able to connect the different activities together, we can actually present the scam even before it takes place. Another very nice example is EasyViz. It's called EasyViz, which basically are selling webcams. The websites look super legitimate, very fancy, very shiny. And you can see that in many of the providers, we didn't have information, but in Trustpilot specifically, we were able to find data. And that data, if you can see here, was only 4 days ago, so according to the test. So basically, the way we found it was we kept monitoring and rechecking the reputational data for the website until we found the match. And basically, the ability to monitor that over time is super important, and the ability to do that at scale is very significant. Because if you have 1 million merchants, you can't recheck them all manually month by month, right? You would have to have an automated system to scan through everything and to make the information available as it will turn out. And that's exactly what we're doing. So just to sum up, a few pro tips to how to keep a clean portfolio. First of all, check multiple data sources, super important to connect them all together. Part of the picture is never enough. You need to have everything, and we keep adding and adding more sources, of course, along the way. Second of all, monitoring over time, again, super important. Most merchants will know how to hide behind below radar for a few months before starting their illegal operation. And of course, the website is not the only website. It's never the only website. And connecting all of the ecosystem together is the only way to really see the full picture. That's me. I think I'm on time, right?
Thank you. Thank you for giving the presentation, but also thank you for keeping the internet safer, because thanks to applications like yours, it's becoming more difficult for scammers to actually start their scam. So thank you very much
for that as well.